computer. Make these guys super. I'm a professional. I don't have a... God, what is it called? I don't have a tripod with me. Because I left that in the US of A. And now I'm in a different country. So, we're making do. Anyways, formalities aside. Welcome back to Laundry Day. I didn't post last week. I did film. I did record a little rant. It was it was a long day, and I've been kind of depressed. I feel like the novelty of Korea kind of wore off a little bit, and I got a little too used to staying inside and ordering delivery food, which, like, you know, can't all be rainbows and sparkles all the time. But I'm here for another month. Wait, on the dot. Wow. Yeah. That's really crazy. I still am yet to see the palace, though I'm planning on going with my friends. Oh, I am still yet to see the BTS bus stop, which is one of the attractions that I wanted to see. Not sure if I'm gonna make it. It is a really long bus ride, but like, it's the least I can do. Like, I didn't plan any major trips for this time around. I didn't go to Busan, didn't visit Jeju. We didn't really factor that into the plan or the budget, which is okay, because it's like, this is my first time here, and I'm definitely going to be back. I got a little bit of what I needed to get out of Korea so far, but my work here is not done. So I will definitely be back. One thing I did get done, though, was my hair. I don't think I've introduced it properly on here, but I did get my hair dyed for the first time ever. I got red roots. I've had them for about 2 weeks now, I think. And yeah, they've dyed everything pink. I always have to be cautious, especially now that it's getting hot, because before I know it, I'm like dripping pink, which is fun. I just have a trail of pink following me everywhere I go. It's whimsical. It adds to the whimsy. But all things aside, I absolutely love it. And I had been wanting to dye my hair ever since I was in middle school. I was obsessed with this one game. Only a niche amount of people will understand this reference. But there was this one game that was based off of BTS, but I think they later got sued. Anyways, it was, what was it called? Pretty much you were like, somehow made it into this like secret agency, and you were like training with the members of BTS or something, but it was like, I don't know. It's hard to explain, but now I have to look it up. Hold on. What was it called? Because this is so important. No, this is not the subject of today's video. To the Edge of the Sky. Yes, okay. To the Edge of the Sky, BTS visual novel. This is a highly popular fan-made interactive sci-fi visual novel set in the year 2077. You play as a rookie named Seven, working alongside members of the group in a secret government organization known as Phantasm? Yeah, this stunning post-cyberpunk indie visual novel is waiting for you to dive in. Explore the secrets of Olympia, the most technologically advanced country on Earth. As one of its top secret operatives, can you complete your mission without regrets? Oh my gosh. So I was obsessed with that game. And being somebody who was pretty much at like the peak of my K-pop interest around 2017, 2018, I was on a little app called Amino. And if you know, you know. And if you know, I'm so sorry. Pretty much, it was kind of like this like community app, kind of like Discord. Again, this was years ago, so I don't remember much. But you would like come up with your own profile, and you could join different communities and then just like talk about different things with other people in the community. Things got wild. I don't think it was the appropriate atmosphere, environment, if you will, for a 12-year-old. or a highly impressionable young tween. But you know what? It built character. So, you know, hashtag grateful. But I was an avid user of the amino app. I was a victim of the amino app. What should that be the title of this? And yeah, I had my own persona and everything. And the whole reason I went on this tangent, the main character, I think she had like purple hair, or was her hair blue? Am I making this up? Hold on. It's also really hot in here. I was going to. Oh my god! Holy shit! That brings me back. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. I'm gonna put up pictures if I remember. Holy cow. Okay. Yeah. All right. So this was the chick. Yeah. I wanted to dye my hair like hers. And I remember they had to change everybody, like how the characters all looked, because I don't know if they got sued or whatever, but anyways, I wanted my hair to be dark blue, like vibrant, but like dark blue, and my mom said no. So I gave it up. Didn't think about dyeing it for a really long time, and then today, no, recently, like a month ago, I was in Hongdae and I was waiting to see the Billie Eilish movie. And I had a bunch of hours to kill, and I was like, you know what? I kind of need a haircut. And I was like, what if I dyed my hair? I've never done that before. Never done anything crazy with my hair. The craziest thing I've done, I feel like, is voluntarily get it cut by what do you call them? Like a junior hairstylist. And she turned me into Dora. I asked for I always ask for a similar haircut, which is like what I got going on now with like the layers kind of short, kind of like curtain bangy. I love my layers. And she cut it, and then she cut it more, and then it was uneven, so she cut more on this side, and then it was uneven, so she cut more on that side. You can tell where this is going. And I was there for what felt like 4 hours. Literally, I walked in while the sun was fully in the sky, and when my mom picked me up, it was pitch black outside. I was the last person in the salon. They had closed like 20 minutes ago, and I came out looking like Dora. But I made it work. Somehow, I made it work. But since that, I haven't really tried anything new. But I was like, I have had pictures on my Pinterest of red roots as inspiration for so long. And I was like, you know what? I'm in a completely different country. So my parents can't beat my ass because I'm in a different country. And dyed hair says it's like gonna last about a month. I'm here for like a month. And when in Seoul, right? I'm like, if there's ever an opportunity for me to dye my hair, it's right now. So I just did it. A random day, I just went in and I was like, hey, I don't have an appointment. And then I got like a scalp treatment. I don't know if it did anything, but it was really relaxing. And it made me dizzy. It used like aromas and stuff. And then I got it bleached, got it dyed, got it cut, and now here we are. So love it. Love the way it looks. Don't love the way it stains all of my towels. But that is a risk we're willing to take. So yes, that is a big change. Being here is my hair. Pause. I'm going to take my migraine medication so that I don't have to deal with that later. ASMR, taking my migraine medication. Wow. I love chemicals. Why do they make it so hard to open? Bro, what the heck? I dropped it on the floor. I'm ashamed. Should I take? No, it's all dusty. This is the second time I've dropped a pill on the floor today. Is that a sign? Should I just take it? I mean, it's just like a little dust. A little dust never killed nobody. No, that's disgusting. That was disgusting, I'm sorry. You would think after filming a few episodes, or even just one, that I would be able to talk. But no. I speak many languages. I am not fluent in any of them. Anyways, what are we here to talk about today? Well, I have a little entry in my notes app, which is how you know it's going to be a good one. This is what I wrote. Podcast idea. Mental health is weird. Because what do you mean? I flew all the way across the world to study at this one exact school, and I paid 39,000 won for this single event. The whole reason that I came to the school for this single event. And on the day of said event, I couldn't even bring myself to leave my room. What's up with that? So I am currently studying at Yonsei, and one special thing about Yonsei University is they hold this festival every year called Akaraka, and they have K-pop idols come to perform. They have like a bunch of really cool stuff that happens. It's a really cool day. People go, they get all decked out in school merch, take pictures, and listen to a bunch of music, do a bunch of chants, and it's just a really fun day. And I saw that online, and I was like, oh my god, I want to go to there. This year's lineup, honestly, I didn't really know anybody. I know Hwasa performed. That's the thing, I could hear it from my room. So like I could hear her singing Maria. That wasn't the only reason that I came here, but that was definitely one of the defining like reasons, because I saw New Jeans perform. I saw Le Seraphim like on YouTube. I saw ITZY. There were a couple other groups that came to perform, and I was like, oh my god, this is exciting. And so I bought my ticket for the performance, and I was like planning. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna spend the whole day, and I'm gonna bring like my notes and stuff, and like I'm gonna bring all my stuff to do there, and I'm gonna like buy a jersey from the school store, and it's gonna be so fun. And then the day arrived, and I just had to go to campus to exchange the ticket for a wristband. And that entire day, I sat in my room. I could not get out of my room. No matter what I did or like what I tried to tell myself, I just like could not bring myself to move. Like I felt like I was tied down to my chair, literally. And I was like, why does this happen? And it's been happening a lot more recently, of just like having all these wonderful things and experiences and opportunities out there, and for some reason I just can't bring myself to actually get up and leave my room or my dorm. And it sucks. It sucks because like I'm in the country of my dreams. I'm literally living out my dream life of living in Korea, not having to pay rent, not having to pay taxes or anything, like literally chilling in a beautiful dorm in a beautiful city with beautiful cafes everywhere. But like I'm in this beautiful place that I've dreamed of for so long, and I'm like, there's so many things that I want to do, and yet I find myself sitting in my room. I always think I'm like, am I really that lazy as a person that I can't take a few steps outside, get on a bus, and go explore a new place while I'm here? Like I have the opportunity right here, and I'm not doing anything about it. And so then I got to thinking about mental health in general. I think I mentioned earlier that I tried filming a podcast episode for last week, but I didn't post it because I was kind of going through a major crisis, but not a major crisis, a major space crisis, like a crisis about my major, about my life plans. A few weeks ago, I kind of decided to change my entire career path. I'm currently majoring in psychology in hopes of becoming a doctor. So I'm taking my pre-med prerequisites and my psych classes and everything. And I was kind of looking over my upcoming schedule as it was, and I was like, microbiology, chemistry, and all these lovely things. And I was thinking, like, how, for lack of a better word, scared I was and am about the medical path, and how, you know, every now and then I would be scrolling through TikTok, and then I would come across a video talking about like pre-med related things, or like, you know, study tips, or, you know, this is how many clinical hours you need, and like this is the stuff that I did to get into med school, and just like all those types of videos. And it, every single time I saw them, it just made me feel really bad, because I would look at myself and I'd be like, I have failed chemistry twice. Like, I don't have the highest GPA in college. I had a great GPA in high school. I was very, very involved in high school. Did I peak in high school? And being like, I don't have clinical hours. I worked in retail for a year. Like, I don't have all of these experiences that, according to social media and according to the internet and all these people, I need like 2 days ago. And so I just got really in my head about it, and I was like, oh my God, I don't want to be a doctor. So I like low-key genuinely like thought about switching, or not switching, but adding a business major, a marketing major. And then I was like, I literally dropped all the classes I was taking for this upcoming semester, and instead signed up for business classes. And I told my parents, and we were all like, they were like, this is a risk. They weren't really on board. We had a lot of long talks, and they talked about how, rightfully so, all they want is stability for me. And, you know, as the saying goes, the medical field is a lot more predictable, I guess, than something like marketing or user experience or research. And eventually, I just like, the more I thought about it, it's like the more you learn, the less you know. The more I thought about it, the less confident I became, until eventually I called my mom one night, practically crying, and I was like, I genuinely don't know what to do. And she was like, do you feel like this medicine thing, like this chemistry, because I complain about chemistry all the time. That's one thing about me, is I have a personal vendetta against chemistry. But I called her and I was complaining about it, and she was like, we can't force you to do anything you don't want to do. Or we don't want to force you to do anything that you can't do. And she was like, me personally, I believe you can do it. But when you complain about chemistry, when you like say you don't want to do this, you can't do this, is it genuinely, no matter how hard you try, you just don't, you can't, like you physically feel like you cannot, and that if you continue on this path, it's just going to be a waste of time and money, and like you can't become a doctor? And she's like, if that's the case, then okay, we won't bug you. You do you. Get your PhD or whatever you need. And I thought about it, and I was like, I always struggle, because it feels like no matter how hard I try, I can't study right. I can't like get it on the first try. And I can't, like, the concepts just go in one ear out the other. And no matter how hard I try, like, I don't get the results that I want to. or that I need. And I was thinking about what she said, and I was like, but the more that I hear you can't do it, or the more that I even hear myself say I can't do it, the more it makes me want to do it. And that's definitely, I feel like, a psychological thing. Literally, like, reverse psychology-ing myself. I mean, I feel like that's true for a lot of things. I was told I can't go to Korea, learn Korean, and study abroad. And I did it all by myself. I was told I couldn't get a clarinet solo or first chair. And I did it. Even myself, like I told myself, I can't drive on the highway. I did it. And every single time I've woken up and been like, I can't get out of bed today. I can't leave my house. I can't leave my room. I can't. And I go ahead and I prove myself wrong. It's like the more you hear, I can't, the more I want to scream, watch me, because I can. And it's so hard when you're like stuck in those slumps and it feels like no matter what you do, nothing is working. But it's like, look at my past. Like, look at everything you've done so far. Look at everything you've overcome. And it doesn't have to be like overcoming huge, gigantic milestones. Like, you have woken up, you have washed your face and brushed your teeth every single day for the past year. That is something to be proud of. You know, like, you have opened your blinds and looked out at the sun every single day. Mind you, there's really no sun today, but that's okay. Like, you have filled journals, you have read books, you have shared stories and thoughts, and made friends, made connections. Like, you have all these accomplishments. It's so easy when you're sitting in a pile of things that you feel like you've failed at to not acknowledge just how many things you excelled at and just never acknowledged. So yes, all that to say, I've been in a bit of a slump for the past few weeks, but that's okay. That's fine. I mean, it's not. I can literally, you know, when you can feel your health deteriorating, but you feel like there's nothing you can do about it. Again, gotta catch myself. I can, and I will do something about it. I find it very hard to find a bra that fits. We're gonna have a TMI session, okay? No boys allowed. And so I've always been really comfortable with sports bras my entire life. I've also have like sensory issues. So for me, it's like, can't feel it, don't even know it's there, which is perfect. So I collect sports bras. I love them so much, but I don't have that many with me. And so I was like, you know what? It's about time. I'm going to order some new ones online. And so I went on to Coupang, which is like the Korea version of Amazon, and I ordered some more. But when they arrived, why is everything, like every shirt, every bra, every shirt, every like tank top in Korea has built-in boobs? Is this gonna get demonetized? Like I'm being monetized? Like it always has to have like a mountain built in. I don't understand. Like I'm not going to war. As far as I know, I don't need triple padded sports bras, okay? I don't know what you think we're doing, but like it's too much. And so now I'm like sitting, and don't get me wrong, the bra itself is comfortable, but I'm just like can you tell? So just ignore that, you know? You probably weren't thinking about it before, and now you are. So I've kind of double-crossed myself. But so yes, that was the TMI for today. Was funky-looking bras. I've also found myself constantly just checking the time of where it is back home so that I can borrow, so I can bother my loved ones. Literally, like the second my sister wakes up, the second my mom gets home, I am on there trying to yap. Whoa, trucks. A bus. I like this weather though. Also, realize I haven't had caffeine today. 우리 진짜 완벽한 커플이에요. Trisha Paytas made a K-pop song. Are we going to talk about that? I haven't listened to it yet. But go off, queen. Yeah, that's crazy. But it's a crazy timeline we're living in right now. So, how surprised can you be? I had another thing to talk about. I'm not sure. Let's just get into it. Why not? I don't know how long I feel like this might be a short one. I say as I'm looking and realize I've been talking for like an hour. I was thinking about, what was I thinking about? I was laying in bed last night and just like thinking to myself about past relationships and places and change and processing change and all that lovely stuff. And so I wrote, I really feel like I left a part of me with every significant person and place that's passed me by. I feel like I left a part of my soul, and like the remnants are still floating around, lingering on the swing set, buried beneath the basement. I feel like I left a part of me with after 8th grade, a part of me with after middle school, a part of me with after senior year, and a part of me with after last fall. I feel like I just name dropped a whole lot of people. I wrote, I feel like since I've had some time to process all the massive change, I've felt empty inside. Like a part of me was missing, which I filled with greasy food, long hours binging sitcoms, mindless Sudoku puzzles, and hefty doses of caffeine and sugar. I couldn't pinpoint why I felt a gap in my life, only that I had gone through a grave amount of necessary change, as do all young adults, and I was just going to have to find ways to better myself in a new environment. I guess I never really processed that I left a part of me in all these people and places, and now I'm across the world wondering why I have so many exciting things to see and do, and wonderful friends to make plans with and share stories with, and through all of it that awaits me, I just want to be home. Dang. It's strange, Like, people talk about being in your 20s all the time and, like, how much change you go through and, like, all these new environments and new people, new places, new things, new ideas, new mindsets. Like, you feel like a whole different person. Feel like a brand new person. I low-key feel like if I met myself from like a few years ago, I would not recognize myself at all. And not just because of the hair, but just the way I talk, the way I think, my routines, or lack thereof. Like everything I do, I feel like is so different from what I'm used to. And I haven't really had time. I mean, I've had time to process it, I feel like. But I haven't really given myself the opportunity to process everything. First, it was being in school while we were selling my childhood home. And so I didn't really get a say in everything. I didn't even pack properly, which I got a little bit in trouble for. But like, I didn't know we were going to move that fast. So, that was a surprise. Got back from my first semester of my sophomore year for the summer in a brand new house. It was a familiar area, but like still something to get used to. I was now sharing a bathroom with 3 people. It was just a different vibe, sort of like a middle point. And that entire summer, I just felt so dull and empty and like something was lacking in my life. And so it didn't feel like a legit summer. It kind of just felt like a midway point. And then fall rolled around, commence, lots of changes, new relationships, new friends, new dorm, like new everything. And then I returned back home that winter to a brand new home in a brand new city, in a brand new place where I was getting used to a lot of different things. And I had a really long winter break. So like I had the time to sort of sit and deal with things, but that is kind of just a blur. And then before I know it, I am packing up everything into a suitcase and moving across the world to now in Korea. And that, of course, as you would expect, has its own, has its perks, but also has its flaws in terms of everything is different here. And it's exciting and it's scary. There's also like the time aspect of like, I'm here for 4 whole months. Like I have so much time to kill, like every single day that goes by. I'm like, oh my God, it's only 4 p.m. It's only 3 p.m. But at the same time, it's like before I know it, I'm like, have to find a way to pack all of this in a month and move back. And what if, I wake up one day and I'm craving the strawberry tart from Fairground down the street, but there is no Fairground anymore. And I want a matcha, but not the matcha from Starbucks, because I don't like the matcha from Starbucks because they make it too powdery and too artificial. And there's no matcha places near me. And what am I going to do with no art box? Where am I going to get my spiskies? And, like, there's no cute K-pop stores around me. And where am I going to find a palace? Where am I going to be just, like, sitting on affordable, comfortable public transportation? And then I look out my window and it's a palace. Like, there's so many things that I am so scared to give up by going back to the US. And at the same time, while I'm here, I'm like, I wish that I was at home. I want to be, with my family, with my friends. I'm ready to start working. I'm ready for a career. I'm ready to study hard and lock in. And at the same time, I'm like, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Like, I don't want to leave. But at the same time, I feel like I'm not making good enough use of everything while I'm here. So it's just this like weird back and forth. I don't know how to feel about it. I don't know. I think I'm going to wrap up here. Kind of abrupt ending, but let me know what you think. Have you gone through something similar? Maybe you've also moved a lot recently, or you have a lot of things that are changing. I mean, there are good parts of change, and then there are not so great things about change. And now I'm rambling. Long story short, it's been life. Life has been lifing lately. And I say that all the time, but I hope you're doing well. And I hope you get outside and get some vitamin D. Yeah. And I will see you again next time. Thank you so much. Wow, I really can't talk today. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Laundry Day. I will see you again next time. Hopefully next week, if I remember to post. Okay, bye-bye.